ones that will revive and revamp the X-Men franchise that has so far been suffering.
Yeah, I mean, there's been like so many missteps with that franchise where they have one great movie and then the next one sucks. It's kind of sad, but I am looking forward to Spider-Man: Homecoming. If for no other reason than Michael Douglas as the Vulture.
Yes,
that really intrigues me. And I can't remember the name of the young man who's playing Peter Parker's Spider-Man, but from the glimpses I've seen of his character, it's been very much the Spider-Man I want to see. I hated Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man in the original trilogy, and maybe I'm going. I know my wife has given me a lot of grief for going off and saying that I actually preferred Andrew Garfield's performance as Spider-Man because I felt that he had more of the heart of the character than Tobey Maguire had. Tobey Maguire played him as being this like dark, brooding character, and I hated that.
Yeah, and Tom Holland is actually the one who's playing
Tom Holland.
the recent Spider-Man. And after watching, I'm really excited because this, I believe, will be the first time we've actually witnessed the Vulture being shown in the movies. So that in itself is a little taste of what Marvel can bring to the table for any of these movies that are no longer owned or franchised by them. So, and basically, Weem here, he was saying if any franchise needs a reboot, it's the X-Men or the Fantastic Four. Now, I agree with that to a point, but I do think when it comes to it, because there's been so many X-Men movies and some have been good, I don't see X-Men as being that top on the list of what needs to be rebooted or redone by Marvel. Fantastic Four is on that top, followed by Spider-Man, because Spider-Man definitely needs that Marvel influx, which they finally got, and then X-Men.
Considering that the only Fantastic Four movie that seems to have gotten the characters and the story right was the one that was the one movie that actually got buried and never released. And I think you can only, if you guys want to look it up on like Daily Motion, because I believe it's on there somewhere. But from what I understand, it is. But I mean, it looks a little cheesy in today's day and age. But they seem to have gotten the characters the most accurate in that movie out of any of the movies so far. But I mean, absolutely. But again, it's a case where Sony went off and put out a piece of crap so that they could hold on to the movie rights for a while longer. Now they can sit back, and again, they can wait a while and then try to reboot again. Yeah. Hopefully, have a competent writer and director this time.
I think when it comes to Fantastic Four, they need Marvel's input in it. There is no question on that.
But considering the Fantastic Four, and I think Fantastic Four movies, are owned by Sony. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Maybe it's under Fox Studios. I can't remember off the top of my head. But if it's
I believe Fantastic Four is also owned under Fox because they have. I believe it is Fox.
Okay. Yeah, you might be right. If Fantastic Four had been under with Sony, we might have a better chance of going up and seeing a correct Fantastic Four reboot, because I mean Sony seems to be starting to want to get into a working relationship with Spider-Man and I mean with Marvel, so if that goes well, they would probably be more open to some of the allowing Marvel to kind of participate in doing other movies.
See, and I'm very biased. One of the reasons I don't want X-Men brought into the fold with Marvel quite yet, at least, is I would like to see, in a way, the X-Men Origins Wolverine wiped off the face of the planet with one specific remake, and that would be a movie with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and the one last appearance by
Peter Jackson.
By Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman, my goodness.
Wow.
Too many
as Wolverine. I would like to see that original meeting completely, revamped with these brand new Deadpool at least.
I would. Ryan Reynolds has stated that he wants to do a Deadpool Wolverine movie with Hugh Jackman. And I would love to see that. On the other side of the coin, I would love to see the introduction of whoever becomes the next actor to portray Wolverine actually appear with Deadpool, so Deadpool can do, break the fourth wall to kind of, make a joke, that this is not the same Wolverine,
and that would be actually a very interesting thing. I think that'd be a fan friendly, but at the same point, it's really hard for for anyone who has grown up watching the same actor playing a beloved character for as long as they have, and all of a sudden it switches.
And I'm going to throw this out there. I might be one of the few people who is not excited by the Old Man Logan movie new trailer that came out a few months ago. I've went off and seen it a couple times, and it does not make me excited to go off and to see that movie at all, to be quite honest.
I just recently actually saw the trailer for it. I liked it on different reasons. I don't view it as Old Man Logan because it doesn't have that feel. To me, what it kind of feels like is as if chemical warfare or whatever was released, only affecting mutants, and because Wolverine's really he can heal, it doesn't affect him as much, but it definitely ages him. Professor X really is only in his head, so it doesn't affect him as much as it would other ones, and that's why no other mutants are around. And that little girl around with him kind of reminds you of what his daughter would be. So there's definitely some interesting aspects to it. I think it might be a little different than what they're portraying them as. May not be exactly what I just mentioned, but could be along that line.
Quite possibly, I suppose.
And do we actually believe at any point that Marvel will do a zombies movie? Zombie related, because zombie, of course, is a very popular theme in today's age.
Well, it was a very popular comic book series within Marvel as well. They did. There's a bunch of alternative universes and stuff, and there was a whole storyline in the comic books that came out where these zombie versions of the characters went off and invaded the regular timeline.
Yeah, and if they do make something like that, what do you actually believe would work more? Do you think a live action TV series or live action movie, or would they just be better off going straight to like an animated?
I think it almost would work better if it was like an animated straight to video. I know I'm probably going to kind of get yelled at for that assessment, but I can't see Disney going off and giving the green light to a live action zombie movie of any kind, regardless of whether it's Marvel, Star Wars, or Mickey Mouse. Although Mickey Mouse as a zombie might actually be very terrifying.
But I don't know. Like, I think it could be a good idea, but I don't. Like you, I don't really foresee them as something that they would do, which sucks in its way. But
of course, I also didn't think that George Lucas would ever sell out his soul and give Star Wars to Walt Disney. But
yeah, we were all wrong on that one.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the Empire won.
The Empire did win. Yeah. So what we'll do is we will start wrapping up our show.
Yeah, because we were actually on our way to 7-Eleven to get some drinks because we're both pretty thirsty after talking for like almost 40 minutes.
Yeah, 40 minutes while we're on the road, which is quite a feat. So, we'll do our little shameless plugs. You can follow me on Twitter at RealCaptFizz, so at RealCaptainFizz.
You can follow me at That Mask Guy. You can follow the show at FizzMash Show. You can go to our website, www.fizzmashshow.com, and you'll find the first 50 some odd episodes on the show, There's also links to all 3 Twitter accounts that we've just mentioned, plus to our Facebook page, which is where we go off and have a lot of our fun and post videos and stuff that we find interesting. I am in the midst of preparing to go off and to write a couple of wrestling shows for different e-feds, and once I get those results in, they will be posted on that page as well. So for you guys out there who are actually EFED fans, please take it easy on me. It's been a long time since I've actually tried to write a match, let alone a whole show. But I'm actually looking forward to it. That's part of the reason why I'm taking next week off from work, so I can actually try to get some writing done. And I go off, and William, I realize that you won't be able to participate in this show. You know what, bud? You have went off and you've written some kick-ass RPs lately, and good luck this coming Thursday. I really hope the Hammerstein goes off and becomes King of the Lions in Lions Road. So this one's for you, bud. Cheap Bob for you. So thanks, guys, for listening. Thanks for coming along for this ride with us, literally. So in the meantime and in between time, good night. God bless, and may the force be with you.
And as always, stay frosty, my people. Good night.
Good night.